trust is the gold. Like, if I can trust you, and there's only been one or two women that I've dealt with in serious relationships where I can trust them. And then if you had to ask me, okay, so what is trust? Trust is literally within me that I don't have to worry about anything with you. I don't have to worry that you're talking to somebody else. I don't got to worry that you're stepping out. I don't got to worry that you don't have the best interest at heart for me and you and us. I don't have, like, there is literally nothing that I'm actually worrying about. And whenever I get that type of trust, a different level of comfort and providing for me, like, just blossoms, right? Like, I'm willing to do whatever it is necessary for you and for us to get to whatever we gotta go, because, you know, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. We already know, like, how my past was. So trust is so important to me because trust is so rare to me.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. All the way trust. Because I want somebody that have my back, you know? Like somebody that got my value. Somebody I could trust. Somebody where I know you're not trying to sell me out or you have bad intention. You know, so you be with some people and they low key are your biggest hater, you know. They don't want to see you do better than them, or you don't want to see them do better than you. So I want somebody I could fully trust where, like you said, somebody where I don't have to second guess. Or is that person gonna, you know, if something happened, would you leave me for with a woman that got more money? Or would you leave me for clout? Would you leave me if I get sick? All that count. And I also want great sex.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really
Great
good
sex.
and a little bit poetic.
And
right?
it's definitely poetic.
Very poetic. And I just want to ask a question then, right? Trust is a big commodity for you, Rico. Trust is a big commodity for you, Jay, right?
Loyalty.
If you're with Oliver, and Oliver is very wealthy, very powerful, but he's like, you don't have to trust me, but I give you another commodity in replace for your trust. What do people trade their trust for when they're with somebody?
Security.
Because a lot of people are in a lot of relationships with people they don't trust. What are they exchanging that commodity for? Because we're talking about an exchange.
Comfort.
So would you
I'm gonna
exchange
be
comfort for trust?
Comfort and trust go hand in hand, honestly.
No.
Security is different
Security.
than comfort, though. You know what I'm saying? Because comfort is a wide range word, right? But security, I feel like kind of, especially if you're talking about financial stability, you know what I'm saying? If you ask me, what would I trade trust for? The only thing I, Rico Hundo, is saying it live on camera, would trade the trust aspect for is for status. I do not expect a woman of high status, let's say Rihanna, Beyonce, something, not necessarily them, but like somebody of that stature, to have to reciprocate the same amount of trust. Because I know that their level of temptations and their level of, and their lifestyle is so different. It's actually, for me, I believe it's unfair to think of them as that trust that I'm talking about, where I don't have to worry that they're not falling short of all the temptations that come into their life. It's not fair because I know that they're human. Woman or man, that's the only thing that
But sorry to cut you off. How do you measure that success? How do you know, okay, that's a person that, like, can a girl feel that about you? If a girl is not on your level, can she feel that way about you and your status?
So I'm a businessman, right? Supply and demand. It's very simple, right? So if Rico becomes the number one Rico out of all the million Ricos that there are in this world, then you gotta kind of know that you have the number one Rico. If I'm with somebody who is, like I said, Rihanna, who is, I don't even want to say her name. If I'm with somebody of a stature like, you know, a Kardashian or somebody in that bracket where they're having, you know, they're one of one, at least for our lifespan or lifetime, right? I know that I will exchange my trust for their status, because I know that, you know, what's going to happen is they might step out. Cool. I'm not going to take it personal because they're used to having the world as their oyster.
So you'll stick around after they step out?
Yeah, but they have to be also at the same. I would, if one of them cheated on me, depending on how much I actually love them, I would stick around.
So the status is really probably the money too, though.
It's not really the money, right? Because like status is different
This-
from financial stability.
But why be with someone who has a high status if they're gonna disrespect your relationship?
So like this is what I'm saying. Like you asked me what I would exchange it for.
Exchange. It's not.
Exchange.
Yeah,
But
it's
to
not.
me,
It's not.
like-
It's not this. Yeah, it's,
Like, what would you exchange for what? That's what.
yeah.
you're saying.
Like I
Oh
would.
yeah, but we're just really trying to, dig in his answer.
All
Like,
right,
what
so-
does the status
but
do
what
for
I'm-
you personally?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the status does nothing for me.
Okay.
See, I'm a thinker, right? And I'm a very reasonable person. And somebody who has that much status, now they could be a billionaire or they could be a millionaire, right? There's a big tax bracket difference, right? But it's not the money that I'm saying is why I'm exchanging my trust for them. If I actually love this person, I know what comes with their lifestyle. I know what comes with their life, and I know what comes with their career. So when I sign my name on that paper saying I'm gonna deal with somebody who is sought after millions of people, for me to expect you to not fold to millions of people or a million plus times to a person is to me a little bit insane.
So am I fucked up to think like trust? I want to know. I'm asking you. Am I messed up to think like, let's just say, I trust you. Like when I say trust is somebody where we could build something together. Like I could have your kids. We could, stuff like that. I don't believe like, let's just say I'm with somebody and I cheated or he cheated. I feel like it's infidelity, but I'm not gonna say I don't trust that person. I might not trust the infidelity part, but I can still trust you with my life because a man gonna be a man. You know what I'm saying? I know like a man could just go out and have sex that's gonna hurt me, but I know like certain men are gonna do certain things for certain women. Certain men will never do anything for certain women, but there's certain women they make sure that you're straight. When a man mess with a woman and they really care for you, I feel like they make sure that you're straight. You got a home to go to. If there's something, if you're sick, they're in a hospital. But they're not gonna do that for every woman. Yeah, it might step out, but that doesn't mean I don't trust you. Don't got my trust. It's just infidelity, and I feel like that's like two completely different things.
And the only way, can I just look? The only and just to clear this up, the only way infidelity becomes untrustworthy is when that person decides to lie about their infidelity. Now I no longer trust you. So like if a person like she's saying, like if a person steps out and they say, hey, look, I stepped out. I respect you so much for giving me that option to allow me to choose whether or not I want to continue to walk this path with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're lying about it, and then I find out through an outside source, or somebody hints at it, then I ask you, and now I'm finding out about it. That's when I don't trust you, and that's why trust to me is so important. But I will exchange it under certain qualifications. But you still kind of have to remain, or you still have to keep the same principles of the trustworthy factor.
So my question now for Oliver and Aaron, what's the lowest commodity that you think to you is not really a big commodity, that you think is a big commodity to the other side, that is not really a trade-off for you?
You go first.
Shit, I don't know.
Like time, spending time. Okay, I got one for you, Aaron. Is attention a big commodity for you?
No, I actually know my commodities. One is honesty with yourself and with other people. The other one is financial support. And yeah, that's about it.
So attention is not a big commodity.
I mean, it is, but like, I'm a person who likes to be alone. I mean,
What about affection?
affection is important, but I think if maybe that would be the third one.
That's
but
big for me.
When I'm looking at like what is like the most important thing to me, it's gonna be honesty.
No.
Like I even more than money.
What is affection to you though?
I think there's different levels of intimacy. So I think if you a person, and that is important to me, like touch, telling me, or like listening to me and understanding maybe what I'm going through and doing something in response to that. to me, that's showing affection. Like having sex is showing affection. Being able to cuddle is showing affection. Like sitting around laughing, joking, cracking jokes, literally having a good time without any romance or anything like that. To me, that's affection, because that's something I enjoy and that's something that I find important, you know.
I love
But
that.
above all, for me, I would rather honesty. And we know a lot of people have issues with honesty, you know.
I say for me, the number one thing for me is always gonna be communication, right? Because when you communicate, you'll find out about their honest level, their trustworthy level, because you're gonna have conversations. You're like, hey, I went through this in my last relationship, which was trust. What's your level on trust? What's your level on intimacy? What's your level on affection? So that's why I say communication buttons up everything, because you have to talk, you have to pay attention and ask questions to find out, you know, all these things that my beautiful castmate said, to know if it's gonna translate over here. That's why I say communication is number one. And what could I throw away that is like, you know what? Money is not such a big deal for me. I'm not saying she's gonna be broke, but you know, like, but I'm okay with doing humble beginnings as long as there's like a hustle and a drive and a burning desire for us. Because if we got each other, we're definitely gonna figure it out. So I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, she has the bag, you know, I'm gonna, so I can, you know, trade money a little bit, you know, I'm gonna go get it.
Commodity for you.
No,
But-
it's never gonna be a big commodity for me, honestly. But if like, it'll become a problem if like I have it, and it's like you choose to be a stay-at-home wife, whatever, you're just blowing the money, then it's a problem. Anything that's an infraction on us, yes.
So money's not a big commodity.
Not for me.
Okay, so money's not a big commodity, but I'm trying to find out, why is it the most general thing that people trade in our society? Like the biggest thing is money and sex.
I think people play around with that because the question is, do they really know themselves? Like, for you to trip about that, you always have to look within yourself.